Ladies and gents, holy cow. What a day, what a week, what an entire week it has been here in Canada. It has been a insane one. Ladies and gents, welcome back. It is Friday night. This is our Friday night live stream. And holy cow, I'm 2 minutes late and I've already got 98 people waiting in the chat. Welcome everybody. We're going to try to get through this one tonight. There's I think we have a lot to mourn this evening, and it's heavier than a lot of people realize. Like, it really is heavier than a lot of people realize. There was a lot at stake with this, and just the Ottawa crowd, they just don't get it. The people who are just indifferent to the concepts of freedom, the concepts of civil liberties, these are all big, heavy issues, and a lot has been thrown out for the sake of political gains today, and that really makes me sad. It really does. And well, we're gonna get to some of the stuff. I had a huge rush trying to get in here, so I'm gonna try to get everything situated as soon as I can. There was a few things that I wanted to pop in, but I haven't. I didn't get them all in just yet. But we'll get to it. But how's everybody doing today? Holy cow. What a week. I had a crazy week because I started my week off sick as a dog. And for everyone that's paying attention, yeah, I was sick early in the week. Let's get the chat in here. Come on. There we are. The chat's in here. Greetings, Clyde. It's a dark day. We can officially consider, in one sense, we now have a banana republic in entry stages. So that's what I put out yesterday, saying, well, tomorrow we'll find out if we are a banana republic or if we're just plain corrupt. I wish we could just go back to just being plain corrupt. I really do. Can't we just have, politicians that try to skim off the top instead of destroy our nation? Like, I would love to go back to just a bunch of politicians that are just greedy, sticking their hands in the pot where they ought not to be, but just skimming a bit off the top kind of thing. No. We're just destroy the entire nation. Oh my God, it's Clyde. What? Okay, DJ Grom. Oh wow. All right. Yeah, we're all pissed off. Yeah, absolutely, and for good reason. But so there is a silver lining to it. None of this is binding, right? So none of this is like legally binding. I believe there's going to be a judicial review where actual judges, because that's the thing. Like when somebody does something that political, even at the end of their own career, like handpicked in the situation that it was in. Didn't recuse himself because of, personal ties to the family and the party and all that stuff. And then just full on nails it the way he nails it. And we'll get into that. Because I have a few things to say on the subject. He should have recused himself from the start. Absolutely, he should have. It was too close. But it's the whole point of picking him, right? That was the whole point of picking the guy, was because he was so close. Oh my God, he knows my name. Everybody roll call. Where's everybody from tonight? In the chat, just throw it in there. I know a lot of you guys are from the same banana republic that I'm from, but I'm sure there's other people in the chat that are also from other places on the planet. This is a big planet, and well, there you go, New Zealand right off the bat. But yeah, that went fast. I saw Windsor, Ontario a couple of times in there. Brooks, Alberta. Holy cow. Abby there, Clyde. Manitoba. A couple of Manitobas in there right away. Old Alberta in BC. BC's a heck of a place. The western part of the country is really, really aching today. I know that for sure, but not just the western part. Everybody in Canada that loves the concept of freedom. It's in our anthem. We sing about it every time. Holy cow! Rob Hellfire renewing a membership. Hail! What was that? Hail from Calgary, Alberta. More like 12 months. Oh, holy cow! Yeah. Wow. This is. So it's been a year. It's been a year since and I almost fell out of my chair just now. It's been a year since the declaration of a state of emergency, a declaration of a state of emergency, and using what used to formerly be known as the War Measures Act in Canada to crush a peaceful protest. Because, well, let's just get to the crux of it. Let's get to the crux of it and how it all started. It started from the government overreaching, for one. And we were all there. We were all part of it. We were all in the same boat. It was COVID-19. In the beginning, it was like, okay, 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Everybody get your noisemakers and celebrate out your front door and tell everybody how proud you are of those frontline workers. And everybody kind of forgot what a frontline worker is, like treating their grocery store staff like trash, going to the mechanic and having your face rags all over the front of the car while they're trying to get in during this, what we all thought was, a dangerous pandemic, right? So here we go. 2 weeks to flatten the curve. 2 weeks turned to 3 weeks, turned to 4 weeks, turned to 2 months, turned to 4 months. And people were like, wait a second. No, we're not going to stick this out, are we? No, we have to. And then we started getting gaslit. We started getting lies. People telling us, oh, this is for your own good. No, what you're doing is the right thing to do. You got to blah, blah, blah. And then came the vaxes. And then it's like, only certain people are eligible. Okay, well, that's fine. Grandma and Gramps, they're going to take it. Okay, now you're eligible. Oh, you don't want to take it. You don't want to take it. Well, you got a pretty nice job there, don't you? It would suck if somebody told you couldn't go to work. You can't show up to work. You can't go to Granny's house. Well, Granny wants to have us over. Well, it's okay. It's okay if you took the shot. Well, the kids, they're not even eligible to take the shot. So we can't go. No. It's fine. It's fine. The kids can't get your granny sick. What? Wait a second now. Are we being fed BS? Are we not allowed? We're not allowed to see our parents, but we could bring the unvaccinated kids with us, and that's fine. Hold on a second now. And that's where it went. It went to the complete illogical way about it. And then eventually, people started getting sick. And not because of the bug. And, yeah. Even people's kids. And, well, that's why, yeah, a lot of parents said, nope, not happening. Anyway, so that turned into a big old stink in this country where, well, our prime minister got up and said some stuff, didn't he? He got up and he told people, no. You can't do a thing. And why don't we recap this? Why don't we get into this? Because I have the clips here. I have them. And I just, you can't tell the story about the Emergencies Act inquiry until you tell the story about what led up to it. What happened? What was going on? Where's my Trudy folder? What did he say? What did he say about people?
You deserve a government that's going to continue to say, get vaccinated. And you know what? If you don't want to get vaccinated, that's your choice. But don't think you can get on a plane or a train besides vaccinated people and put them at risk. We need to be strong in the decisions we're taking going forward, and we need to put people first, which we have.
Wait, what people first? What people are we putting first? Hey? What people are we putting first when you're dividing the country up amongst people who obeyed you and people who did not obey you? What an evil man. Absolutely, David. What an evil man. We know the truth now. And here's the thing. The truth was knowable at the time. It's not that it wasn't knowable, but people were saying, they were saying what the truth was. Hey, it's not stopping the transmission. It's not doing the thing that you say it's doing. Nah, you still got to get it. You still got to get it. Why? Because we paid for it and you're going to get it. We've mandated it. If you're a government worker, it's attached to your job. It's part of what's required of you. Let's hear that again.
You deserve a government that's going to continue to say, get vaccinated. And you know what? If you don't want to get vaccinated, that's your choice. But don't.
Is it your choice? Is it your choice?
Think you can get on a plane or a train besides vaccinated people and put them at risk.
It's your choice. But if you decide not to choose that thing, there's all kinds of things that we're going to do to you. We're going to stop you from being able to go about your daily life. We're going to stop you from being able to do stuff. And this one, luckily for the rest of the world, or like, luckily for him, the rest of the world doesn't pay much attention to this one because it's in French.
Oui, on va s'en sortir de cette pandémie par la vaccination. Puis on en connaît tous des gens qui sont en train d'hésiter un petit peu. On va continuer d'essayer de les convaincre. Mais il y a aussi des gens qui sont farouchement opposés à la vaccination.
Qui sont extrémistes.
Qui ne croient pas dans la science, qui sont souvent misogynes, souvent racistes aussi. Puis
we know people that are a little bit hesitant, he says.
On en connaît tous des gens qui sont en train d'hésiter un petit peu. On va continuer
we'll try to continue to convince them.
De les convaincre. Mais aussi
but there are also people who are fiercely against vaccination. Now, he doesn't get into why. Like some people were just like, I'm just against the government telling me what I can and can't do.
Aussi des gens qui sont farouchement opposés à la vaccination.
They're extremists, she says.
Qui croient pas dans la science, qui sont
who don't believe in science. They're often misogynist. They're also racist.
Souvent misogynes, souvent racistes aussi. C'est un petit groupe, mais qui prend de la place.
Mais qui prend de la place. This is not a good translation because it says a small group that muscles in, but that means that translated is, and they take up space. They take up space. This is what this man had to say about the people of this country who decided that they wanted to take their health into their own hands despite, you know, news that was coming in that, well, that the thing is not stopping the transmission. It's not doing the thing that we're telling you why it's required that you do it. Sorry, what is now law? Well, we'll get into that. We're going to get into that. Yeah, those deplorables, right? Those deplorables, absolutely. He has no love or compassion. No, well, he is passion. He absolutely has passion. He has passion to divide people up and conquer. That's absolutely what he's been doing. And this has got to be a big lesson to all of us. All of us. When any politician tries to do this, divide people up, find any stupid little line where people will get mad and divide them up based on that stuff. And we're seeing it. We've been seeing it for years and years, right? They try to do that with a, you know, gay marriage debate, but they won't bring in people with rational conversations like why is the government in the position of marrying people anyway? Why don't we just get them out of marriage and then everybody's fine and nobody cares about that stuff? You know, keep the drag people out of schools, like children's elementary schools, and everyone's fine. Nobody hates drag people. I mean, maybe some people do, but I got nothing against it. Who cares? It's adults want to do their adult stuff. That's them. It's when people cross a real line and then there's some weird stuff going on. Oh, not gonna lie to you. Weird thing, funny. I ran out of lemons today, so I had orange, and I put orange in my water, and it's making it flat really fast. Holy cow. Boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm having a difficult one tonight with this one, but we're gonna get through it, and we're gonna hang out, and this is how it's gonna go. If you're new to the channel and you're new to the live streams, this is the Friday night live stream. This is when I like to hang out with the community that we have here, this beautiful, best community on the internet, hanging out here. I make videos every morning. Ian, is it Ian or Elaine? No, it's Ian. Ian Hittel. I gotta make sure I pronounce that right. Gifting 5 Clyde Do Something memberships to the channel. Wow, you better thank Ian out there. Everybody, give him a big old thank you for the memberships. Thank you so much. But yeah, if you're new. I'm saying it wrong because it's not spelled like Ian. I'm totally saying it wrong. I know I am, and I'm such a apologies big time. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, this is where I like to on Fridays hang out, and this is what we do. We hang out for about 2 hours, talk about the stuff. I hope my voice holds out. Been doing better. All okay. Okay, perfect. Been doing better since, but I still a little bit of a hoarse voice. I did pick up some wobbly pops, so I will be hanging out in the Discord afterwards. As usual, if you don't know what Discord is, it's another social media platform. It's a little more close, intimate, and where everybody can join in a conversation. And even if you just want to listen to the conversation, you want to just like lurk or whatever, no problem. Come join over. The link is in the description down below. It's labeled Discord server. You click on that. It's an easy sign up, and then navigate your way to the voice chat where we'll all be hanging out, and that'll be after this live stream. So yeah, definitely check that out. It's always fun to hear from you guys after we hang out in the live stream. And while you're at it, everybody hit that like button. I notice we've got less than a 50% ratio on the like at the moment. But what the like does is it sends out a signal to the algorithmic gods with little g, sends it out to them. They're like, hey, wow, these people really like this thing. And in a huge group of people too. Holy cow, they're all hitting that like button, all in a fury. And what it does is it sends it out there and tells the algorithm that people who also like the same kind of or similar content that you do, they might recommend it to them. So it's good. It helps get the message out there further, and it helps build the channel so we can keep going and keep doing this over and over again every week, every weekday. Smash that like. Chippy's Outdoors. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, you've upgraded. So that's the thing when you become a member, you get these little stars, and then they change color after so many months. And there's a yeah, it's like if you've been a member for a while, it goes up and up and up. I think I'm gonna change them so that there's something else. Maybe we should talk about that in the Discord community, what we should change it to. I think make it a fun little community project to set that up and what it's gonna be. What's in screwdriver? Is that supposed to be a screwdriver? What's in a screwdriver? That's vodka and OJ. No, I've got oranges and water. That's what I'm drinking today. 6 months on my account. Nice. So that's the yellow star for the 6 months. Beautiful. So yeah, thanks everybody for coming out and hanging out during these live streams. I really appreciate it. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, this is what I do on Fridays. Thursdays is also the podcast, and that broadcasts at 6 p.m. That's 9 p.m. Eastern time, if that's your time. It goes up live as a premiere. It's pre-recorded. Next week is Chris Barber. I have Chris Barber on. We've already chatted. We've already done the chat, but I'm trying to get a little bit ahead of myself before I go to Japan, which is happening very soon. And of course, you probably most likely know my channel from the news that I do in the morning. So I'll do news videos in the morning, usually about 10 minutes long. New corner, what's the purpose of your streams? The purpose of the streams are just to give back to the community. I like to chat with the community. That's why I got the chat going even in the video here. So I know after the fact it'll pop up. And you can watch it in the sidebar, but I like to put it in the chat here. So yeah, the live streams are definitely very much focused on the community. The podcasts that come out on Thursdays, which you can go back and watch anytime, they're on Thursdays, but I largely like to focus on the guests. So that's why I pre-record them. So there's no chat to distract. And then we put them up live, and then I usually can have the ability to hang out and chat in it. Last night I wasn't able to because I was also, at the same time as it was going, I was recording a podcast with Chris Barber. So, and we got into a lot of stuff, and it's a really awesome chat, and I'm looking forward to premiering that and you guys all getting a taste of that. Of course, we were doing a bit of speculating on what happened today. So that'll be like old news, I guess, at the time. The chat on the screen is a game changer, Clyde. Oh, that's cool. I thought it might be, and that's why I put it in. I can take it off anytime, and I can bring it back. So that's one of the features I wanted to bring in, as well as being able to share my screen and show you stuff that's going on. Viva is having Keith Wilson on tomorrow. I'm going to have Keith Wilson on soon enough. I won't be doing any videos tomorrow. I take the weekends off to spend with my family because, wow, I'm a busy guy. So I pull wrenches every day from 8 to 4, and then I come home, or I wake up at 4. I do videos, and then I pull wrenches from 8 to 4. And then some evenings I'm recording with guests and all that stuff. And then I try to spend as much time during the week with my family as I can, but the weekends are for my family, my 2 beautiful children and my beautiful, beautiful wife. What do you propose for a better Canada? Well, that's an interesting concept. And I think there's a lot of people who also have really good ideas, but I don't think it's just one thing in particular, but I think the grease monkey. Yeah, that's right. I don't think it's one thing in particular, but things like what happened today shouldn't fly. It should never fly in a free and fair Canada. What happened today is absolutely repugnant to a free, fair, and open society, and would not like to see more of that. But what I would like to see is a lot more sovereignty of the provinces. That would be a big boom for Canada. And not only that, like if some of the provinces want to go crazy socialist, well, then they can go crazy socialist on their own. You know what I mean? And then they can learn that lesson and then can come back because it's just economically not sound. But at least they can do it on their own dime and then watch the people leave that province in droves for a freer province. Right now we have a federal run Canada where it's dictatorial from the federal government, and it's just not good. The taxpayers pay right to the federal government. I know there's provincial taxes and there's federal taxes, but the federal tax burden is just way too high. And then the federal government uses that money, trickles it back to the provinces, and basically gets them to do things that are out of their own interests. So it's really bad, and corruption is rampant now in this country. It is, and it's evident. It's evident because, well, I think largely because people are paying attention for the most part, but I think representation is not something that politicians are really eager to engage in. They're more eager to get elected and then never have to hear from their constituents, and then just go do the things that will enrich themselves, enrich their friends, and then do whatever they got to do to get on a top bench, not be backbenched, so they can be on a committee. And it leads to all kinds of nepotism and problems. And here we are. We're in a situation where that's exactly what's going on. I don't I don't really believe in big grand conspiracy theories. I know that there are lobby groups out there like the World Economic Forum that are trying to peddle influence, and they want to have like a one world government and stuff like that. But I think the players involved are doing it in a self-interested way, right? Like I think people like Trudeau, he's very self-interested. There's a lot of people, like, it's the job of politician. It's ripe for like, you'll always hear people like, oh, I would love to change the country, but I'll never be a politician. I couldn't do that job, because they're just decent people. And it's the kind of job that narcissists and sociopaths gravitate to. And so, yeah, you're going to see a lot of those people moving in, and that's exactly it. Freeland was a train wreck today behind Trudy. Freeland is a train wreck all the time. Here comes that corruption, right? So she was a journalist who railed against the super rich. Then she got invited to the club, and now she rails against the average Joe. Like, she is the antithesis of like possession. How do we make a better Canada? Well, so personally, how do we make a better Canada? Well, personally, I think have good relationships with people around you. That's how you make a better Canada. It starts with you. It starts with the individual. If you're going to talk about it on a personal level, absolutely have better relationships with the people around you. Treat people well, and you'll be treated well. Definitely work within yourself. I think everybody has a lot of room for self-improvement, and I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about myself included, right? So, and everybody needs to introspectively look at themselves and say, well, how can I be a better neighbor? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father? How can I be a better, all of these things? And that's where you start. That's the beginning of all of it. Without that, then, you're just feeding into a system of people with personality disorders, right? If you have your own issues. So yeah, always work on your own issues while you're helping other people, and while you're moving towards building a better everything. But yeah, I think that's the way to go about it personally. But that's where I'm coming from. That's the truth, man. It starts with us being better. Absolutely. And I stand by that. Totally stand by that. And I try to practice it the best I can. And we're all human, right? We're all human. We're fallible creatures, but we do exactly what we can. Correction, Clyde. She didn't rail against them. She was playing softball and spin up to folks what was planned. Watched her discuss her book on TV 10 years ago yesterday. Okay, so she wasn't against them. She was jealous of them, perhaps, is a better way of putting it. It begins with an inside job. What? Just a dildo with a $2 super chat. What a name. Biggest lesson learned. Peace failed in Canada. Is that the lesson that you took from it? Because I know, like, it's hard not to feel black-pilled in this whole scenario. And if you don't get the reference, the black pill, blue pill. So it all started for the red pill, blue pill. And that's a Matrix analogy. Take the blue pill, you get to go back to your happy little home, and you forget about all the things that we just were discussing. And then you get to, live in La La Land while your freedoms are all taken away from you. And the red pill is learn the truth and learn what's really going on, and then try to do something about it. Being black-pilled is when you just really start feeling down because you've been defeated, and then you crawl up and you feel like, well, there's nothing I can do, and people get resentful and all of that stuff. But thanks, Windemore. Are you? Oh, is there somebody actually named Windemore in the chat? Yeah, no, it's an Alice in Wonderland analogy. Yeah, so it was the mushrooms in Alice in Wonderland, right? So yeah, Go down the rabbit hole. Go down the rabbit hole. Man, my voice is already cracking up. Well, I'll do my best. I'll do my best through this. Oh, yeah. It was a struggle. It was definitely a struggle this week. But that's the gist of it. I think some people are worried. Windemore is a well-known live streamer from the Convoy. Oh, okay. I don't know Windemore. I'd like to meet that person. Black-pilled Devin Stack. It's been intense. It has been intense. But yeah, I mean, if anything, that's what they want you to do. And when it comes to the concept of violence, I want to just address this really quick. Right after this message from Chippy's Outdoors with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Wobbly pop. Let's chant Clyde on, folks. All right. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, the whole concept of violence and that you really need to understand is the state has a monopoly on violence. And this is why the Freedom Convoy was so effective and other protests in other places in the world were not, right? And you really got to remember this. So the Freedom Convoy became a beacon around the world of exactly what you can accomplish. And the reason why it was so successful, and it was largely successful, was because it didn't turn into violence. And the reason I say this is because as soon as you use the tool that they have a monopoly on, you will lose. And they'll have the justification to just take you out immediately. Now, it didn't go the way people wanted, and it was a huge surprise because they found new methods of taking people out, like why so few likes relative to viewers? I don't know. I tried to convince him, Joe. It's just a little like button. You can just hit it, just whoop whoop. It helps the channel a ton. But no, they have a monopoly of violence, and if you use their tool, they are better at it. They are absolutely better at it. And as soon as they have the justification for it, and the public is like, yeah, they're being violent, take them out. Why do you think there was so much effort to say that there was violence when there wasn't violence? Because that was them trying to justify actually using violence back. So this is why it's very important that people, when they go to do protests or civil disobedience, that they don't engage in violence. Now, it does go to say a lot that when certain protests that have certain political leanings actually do engage in violence and nothing's done, it says a lot about what the political ties to that movement actually are. And I think you should really contemplate that for sure. Seriously, guys, hit the like 600 and and I'll unleash some free memberships for the week. Whoa. Newbie 431 making some threats, and they're not empty threats in the chat right now. Tell that to William Wallace. Yeah, well, that was a different time, was it not? That was a very different time. There are different languages. There are different ways of getting things done. And, if people want to argue that, that's a thing. What about the Antifa, mostly peaceful protests? Well, that's what I'm referring to. So a lot of that stuff. Now you have to understand that those Antifa protests, they're not there to intimidate the government. Not at all. Why do you think an authoritarian leaning government would allow that kind of thing? Because it's a terrorism tactic against the population. It is against the population. I need more power. Thanks for the $2 super chat. Just a dildo. That's such a funny name. What are some examples of other streaming, other than streaming, that I can do to make? Sorry, that went too fast. D-Rock. What are some examples other than streaming that I can do to make Canada better? That's a really good question. I mean, I don't know what your talent set is, and I'm not sure. Am I wearing pants today? I'm absolutely wearing pants today. I wear pants every day. Um, but actually, I get flack from people because I don't wear shorts enough, even when it's hot outside. It's never hot enough for me. It never is. But where was I going? What are different things that you can do? Well, that's where you got to get creative. And I really applaud how creative people have been over the past few years in Canada. Holy cow, people have been getting very creative about what they can do. And you know what? I think a lot of these protests now, like the methods for them, like what happened in the convoy, that was something extraordinary. But now they're going to be prepared for things like that. And if you want to make a change, there are different ways to do things. And this is where we need to get creative with it. But I definitely encourage, contact people, get together. These are communities. These are great communities. Like the people in the chat here, you can hang out in the Discord server, and it's not just my immediate surroundings. I mean, there's communities surrounding a lot of other creators. There's communities surrounding other events, other things that are going on. But yeah, absolutely. Go meet people, and get to know other people that share opinions that you do. And you don't have to get into like an echo chamber, for sure. Go talk to people in your community and see just how people are communicating with each other and other different things. Wow. Okay. A lot happening. Just a dildo with this $2 super chat. Build parallel societies. 5 acre ranch with cabins. Okay. Well, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. Joe Lyman, member for 8 months. What can you do? Stay politically motivated. Participate in everything from schools to city councils. Even join Liberal NDP to subvert. I love that. Joe for a while was our Liberal Alberta, local Liberal Alberta contact, I guess you could say, because he tried to join the Liberal Party. I think there was a hiccup there though, because he had to give like way too much information if he wanted to run as a candidate. We were actually experimenting with this stuff. Hang out in the Discord, and we'll talk about all kinds of things that we can get doing as a community to do stuff. Like I'm very serious about this. Don't pick a party and stick with that, right? Kitty the Prepping Cat, member for 1 month. Hey all, we have a talent, so let's use our talents. Any talent is a gift. As long as we stick together, we can do this. Yeah, absolutely. This is why I love you guys, because I was feeling super down on this one today, but just seeing all you guys and how everybody's stuff is, you're amazing. My point is, I don't want to seem like a grifter asking for money. So what can I do that seems to progressively move forward with the message? Well, I mean, that you'll have to look inside yourself and see what you're able to do. You don't have to ask people for money. No, not at all. But you could always go to different communities and just say, like, how can I help? Like, what is there anything that in your local community, but also in your online communities? Like, just chat with people, develop new ideas, and see if you can talk with people. Take the messages that you hear and then talk with people elsewhere. Amazon sells weather balloons and helium. Thanks. I appreciate that. Where was I? I'm getting all over the place here. I'm getting all off track. But holy cow. Yeah, what a week. What a week, absolutely. And yikes. Okay, let's pull up some of these memes, because everybody loves the memes. I haven't been able to review them, so I'm blindly going into these. I hope I don't end up doing something awful and getting myself in trouble here. And I'm getting messages from somewhere, but whatever. We're moving on. Here we are. My investigation into myself is complete. I have found I'm completely innocent again. Yay. Right. Absolutely. Same sort of feel here from the Daily Toll. Breaking, the government finds itself not guilty of government overreach. Nation in shock. Excuse me. To be downloaded with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Leave a message in there. I'll read it out for you. And let's pop the chat up in here. Seal of approval with the $6.99 super chat. I have a voice. I hear myself. I hear you. I hear everyone. And and I hear and everyone here. Sign me up to spread our voices, our free voices. Love your freedom, Canada Wanderer. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And take that voice and just keep going with it, because the sea change is coming, right? Like I know sometimes it feels like it's got to get worse before it gets better, but that tends to be the way it is. I mean, it's so easy to appease a lot of people that are just, they're happy with subsistence life, right? A lot of people, give me my cakes, give me my Serb, give me my whatever. I'll stay home. I'll play video games. That's all I need. I don't need anything. Can't stay long. Going to bed early. I'm sorry about your government. I'm so sorry. Yeah, we all are. We all are. But we're gonna try to bring it back. It's gonna be a tough road. It's gonna be a tough road. What is this one? Tim Hortons in Surrey is wild. Okay, I get it now. They've got security beepers on all the donuts. Amazing. Nice Photoshop. That is actually a really clever one. I didn't get it at first. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, this one's gonna be bad. That was the wrong Palestine. Oh, is that one too spicy? I don't know. I don't know. And that has to do with Ohio, by the way, and environmental damages, just in case anyone's saying the wrong thing here. But what do we got here? Yeah, of course. Whoa, chat's going too fast. Chippy's Outdoors gifting 5 Clyde Do Something memberships. Make sure to thank Chippy's for your membership. You now have access to all the fun gifts and having your icon glow up like that. Absolutely. But yeah, so what happened in Ohio was insane. Absolutely insane. We're going to get into that a little bit later. And I've been really pushing this. Because hear me out. The environmental movement has gone full lefty. It's like it's one of those things, right? Environmentalism isn't a left thing. It's not a left-right thing. People want a clean environment. They absolutely want a clean environment. And especially what happens is people especially care about their environment once they're wealthy enough and they're doing well enough to actually care about their immediate surroundings. People care a lot less about the environment when they're struggling to eat and struggling to do all these things. Newbie431 gifting 10 memberships to the channel. Everybody thank Newbie431 for that. Wow. Okay, we're getting all kinds of new memberships going on in here. Big showing here this time. But yeah, no, environmentalism is not a left-right divide. But where you're going to see there's a big divide in environmentalism. There's the climate catastrophists, and then there's people who care about the environment. And let me tell you something. The people who tell you that they care about the environment, no, they don't. Not when it actually affects the environment, but when you're banning straws and stupid stuff and just coming in and getting people used to do you think that banning plastic straws is helping the turtles in the ocean? Like real question. Do you think banning straws is in North America, in Canada, is benefiting turtles in the ocean? Do you think banning all of these things is actually helping? Where do you think the majority of plastic that ends up in the ocean comes from? Do you straight up, do you think that plastic from the ocean, plastic that ends up in the ocean, comes from the first world where we have garbage pickup at your door? They have garbage pickup at your business. They have garbage pickup no matter where you go. There's some sort of garbage collection system. And I'm not saying that it's great the way we're handling our garbage. In fact, I would rally against what we do. But I don't think the pickup service is a bad thing. I think sticking it in the ground is a bad thing when it's perfectly good fuel. We could be using that to create energy. Absolutely can be. And it's clean. It's absolutely clean. Viva asks you about the turtles too. Well, yeah, he loves turtles, right? Is Viva secretly that meme kid from when the internet first came out? I love turtles. I like turtles. The kid at the fair, the zombie kid at the fair. Most of it comes from China. The plastic straws that you find in the ocean that are stuck in turtles' noses. Bro, you seen how many masks are still in the ground? Dude, it is insane. I actually, let me pull it up because I got an image somewhere here. I actually had an image of that recently, and I'm gonna grab that because it's gross. It's gross. And like I said, these environmentalists, they do not care about the environment. They don't. Because it's a different game. It's a completely different game to them. Let's pull this up. Where's Greta on this one? These masks are useless to start with. They never worked. Now wildlife is paying the price. This is just insane. Look at this. Look at this. Whoa, I almost lost my soundboard. I'm getting too heated. I'm getting too heated here. This is the environmentalists are just ignoring this stuff. They don't care about this. And this is why I say, and I'm very passionate about this. I'm very passionate about this because I think that we have a perfect opportunity. We have an absolutely perfect opportunity right now to take over the environmental movement. And I'll tell you what, if we took over the environmental movement and we said, okay, we're coming in, screw your Agenda 2030, Agenda 2035, whatever agendas that you have going, screw your carbon taxes, screw this stuff. None of that works. None of that is saving the environment. It's not saving the environment. We're looking at the environment and we're watching the government destroy it. We're watching corporations and big companies get away with stuff that they shouldn't be able to get away with in environmental space. Absolutely. Why would we give up our logging industry so that people could, you know, if we stop logging in Canada, do you think we just don't need wood anymore? Just a dildo, again, with a $2 super chat, we need a cycle so mad emoji. Please and thanks. Oh, Clyde so mad. I can't read today. Clyde so mad emoji. I should do that. Look at that stuff going. No, but seriously, do you think if we stop logging in Canada altogether, we just get rid of the logging industry? It's gone forever. Never going to take another tree out of the ground. Never going to happen. Do you think we just stop needing wood? This is what's dumb about the environmental movement. And this is why we need a new environmental movement. We'll come in and we'll fix it. We'll fix it because we can come in with responsible logging. We can come in and say, yo, we're going to come in and we're going to take out the forest in this area, but we're going to leave the root system all intact. And then we're going to come in, we're going to replant, and then there's going to be photosynthesis. It's going to soak up CO2 out of the atmosphere. Everyone's happy. Everyone's got logs. We got houses. We got lumber. We got all the good stuff. Every guy needs some good All that he would. There you go. Mountain Man Mike with the $2 super chat. We've investigated ourselves and we found no wrongdoing. That's exactly the message. That's exactly the message today. But yeah, I'm going to harp on this some more probably later because I'm going to get into what just really upsets me about the environmentalist movement and that whole thing. What do we got here? Who made this? Oh no. Someone's gonna what? No. The Clyde Do Something 2022 coin collector's item. Oh god. Just don't anybody make a virtual coin or a crypto coin with my name. No. Do not do that. I get it. Some people are into crypto, but there is just way too much scammery and all kinds of sleazy stuff going on in the crypto space, and I would not want to be a part of that. No way. NFTs, no way. Nope, that's crookery. No, there's no crypto, Clyde. No way. If anybody's getting you on that crypto train, they're getting you on the scam bait train. Hey, come on in. Come on in. Cash is king. And I'm sure there's like, and I know people that are in crypto, and I'm sure there's safe bet stuff and what you can do. I don't know. I find there's too much scam stuff going on out there. What do we got? Okay. Joe with the AI memes, of course, always. You have not been a good user. I have been a good Bing. Yeah. Everybody's scared of the AI. I'm getting kind of nervous about what it's doing out there. Kind of nerve-wracking, not gonna lie. Oh, great Photoshop. Actually, I love this. The climate scam, Greta Thunberg. Yay! She's out there just hustling, scamming people. Definitely out there doing that. Make one of those 1 ounce pure gold. I'm getting one. Ha! There is Bitcoin and now 2-bit coin. 2-bit Clyde. Oh. It's the new boogeyman. It totally is. We're going right from pandemics to climate scares. GBP with a $5 super chat. The logging is important, but it does need to adjust some methods. For example, many areas use glyphosate products to reduce shrub growth. Yeah, okay, well that's definitely what needs to be. Well, I don't know what areas. Not in Canada here, I'm guessing, because there's quite a bit of regulation in the forestries industry market, and this is why I advocate for logging in Canada, because we ethically log. We do it the right way. Like, here's the thing. Again, you stop logging in Canada. Does it mean people don't have wood? No, it just means we have to import our wood. And then where do we import it from? We import it from other places that log. Well, what if they halt all the logging in the US too? Okay, well, we're just gonna chop down the Amazon forests in countries where they don't have the political fortitude or the economics for people to even give a crap about it. Really. And that's really what it comes down to. The reason why people stopped put so much pressure on the logging industry in Canada and North America is because we all got wealthy. And then we all started caring. And then people that were caring they had more care in their heart than they had brains in their head. And they went over and they said, we got to stop that. Greenpeace became a thing. And it's not smart. You don't shut down industries. You just help them clean up their act. That's what we do. Be nice if the RCMP would stand up and lay charges against JT. Yeah, it would be nice, but they're not going to do that. The unfortunate part about that is, in the last few years, the sad part is we lost a lot of good police officers. We lost a lot of good service members, and they're gone, and just the worst ones are left. Not all of them are bad, but obviously the bad ones didn't go anywhere. Bill 35 with a $2 super chat. Search YouTube Joe Rogan interviews Justin Trudeau. I saw that today. That's good. We got to get Woods on that one to actually do the animation for it, because he does a great job. But yeah, that one's just the audio only. Tempest with a $5 super chat. Canada not selling trees is like China not making balloons. Okay, you got me on that one. That's good. That's good. China and their balloons. Here's the funny thing is, like, do we even know that they're from China? That's how crappy our intelligence is. So we all had faith that our intelligence agencies were so intelligent. Well, they're definitely out there looking for intelligence, because they haven't gotten any. They haven't gotten any in a long, long time. Hi, Clyde. Hey, Clyde, they use glyphosate everywhere in BC, including Vancouver Island. Okay, well, I'll have to look into that, Cindy, because yeah, I don't know about that. I just know that we do some of the most responsible logging in the world. But if that's something that needs to change, well, then I'm on board. If that's what needs to change, so I'll definitely look into it. All our institutions are broken or corrupt. No, I think you're wrong. I think they're all broken and corrupt. But thanks for the input, Jay. Appreciate it. Yeah, yes, the first was tracked all the way from China, according to the States. Who knows about the rest? Well, here's the thing. So now NORAD is looking for these slow moving items in the sky, and more people are paying attention to the sky and seeing these things now. So for all we knew, they could have been flying over us all the time. It could have been a regular thing. Because here's the thing. So when a weather balloon goes up, so like the first one that looked like a spy plane, right? Or a spy thing. And that was the thing. G Meister, the $5 super chat. Shout out to the Celtic Canuck, or is it Celtic Canuck? Hit the damn like button. Absolutely. Big shout out to the Celtic Canuck. Actually, I have a video from her in the queue. I was gonna play, actually. Why don't we where is that one? Holy cow. The queue is way too long. I wanted to play this because it got into some of the farming stuff. She put out this video, and really stoked about that. Close to 700 likes. We're almost there. 699. It's right there. There's 803 people in the chat. You guys could do it. Come on, make it happen. So, but where was I? Oh, I keep getting lost. I just go around. Oh, we were talking about balloons. So here's the thing. That first one was a spy balloon. Like, what? And here, it's interesting. It looked like, what did somebody call it? A Mexican satellite? That's funny. But so basically an array like that, you could essentially, because our modern satellites, you can get really good imagery of the ground to a decent resolution, but you're not going to get very, very clear details. It's not like the movies where they're like, enhance, and it zooms in. It's just like, now it's like a 1080p picture zoomed right in, macro scale. No, it's the resolution gets pretty crappy on those satellites. So when they put up a spy balloon like that, you'll actually get pretty darn good resolution if you aim it to go over a particular region. So that is a thing. You were talking about Celtic Canuck? Yeah, absolutely. And we're gonna watch a video of hers. Not the whole thing, because you can go check out her videos for yourself. But I'll definitely leave a link as we're watching it in the chat, so you can check it out. But yeah, on to this. So now everybody's looking at the radars. We have better radar technology to pick up slow moving items like that, like these little balloons and stuff. And here's the deal. We don't know and of course our intelligence agencies don't want to say they don't know, but we don't know if those balloons came from China, if those balloons thanks for the super sticker, Drew Bravo, $20 super sticker, thank you so much. But we don't know if these balloons, because like, yeah, they could have passed over China, but it could have came from Russia. It could have came from Europe. It could have came from us. We could have let it go and it went all the way around again. Like when people let off these weather balloons, they just, they go off and then that's it. They assume that they fall to the ground at some point, or they assume something happens to them, right? But yeah, it's a big thing. Yeah, it's a danger for aircraft. Yeah, okay, that's a thing. But people always jump to like, the Chinese are attacking us. It's an act of war. We're all spying on each other. It's true. Like we're to say that we're not putting up balloons and stuff, sending them over Russia, sending them over China ourselves. That's a stretch. Excuse me. But yeah, it's a weapon of mass distraction is what it is. That's what it is. It's a weapon of mass distraction. Don't look at this. Hey, look, balloons. Like the Wojak guys. Oh, someone's gonna clip that now, but whatever. It's a weapon of mass distraction. Spy v spy. Yeah, exactly. Can you play a quick tune on the piano tension release? Sad day in Canada. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna move on to this Celtic Canuck thing, because this will rile people up, and I hope it will, because we need to stand with our farmers, because and that's the thing. The convoy was a once in a lifetime event, they say, but maybe not when you have a government like we have. And if they don't change their ways, it may not be a once in a lifetime event. One of those balloons was a kid's club holiday balloon. $1 million for that. Yep, that's gonna be a meme. Okay, fair enough. Look at that. Anyway, here, let's get into this, because yeah, once in a lifetime event. Yeah, not if our government keeps behaving the way it's behaving, and the pressures that they're putting down on our farmers now are equivalent to what they've been putting down on, well, they're coming up to be. It seems like they have the same strategies as the Netherlands, and that's why I keep the Dutch flag up. Right there on this side. I keep the Dutch flag up on the piano to in solidarity with the Dutch and the farmers and the situation that they have going on over there. We have a long history as Canadians with the Dutch, and yeah, we need to voice that and show that we're supporting them, as well as trying to support ourselves in this battle against what people like to call globalism. It's this global what do you call it? Central authoritarianism. That's really what it is. Anyway, let's get into this. This is from the Celtic Canuck. She does great content on YouTube. While this is playing, I'm going to wet my whistle because my voice is going pretty shot. But then I'm also going to JCBU Undercover, the $2 super sticker. Thank you so much. I'm also going to, wow, these things just keep coming in. Master Jabs with the $5 super chat. Yo, what's the general recap? I've been away making dinner. We've been talking about all kinds of things. I don't know how to recap that too quick. The whole beginning was a recap of the how we got to the Emergencies Act in the first place. Most are scared to speak. Self 2. Mind Readers 1975. The $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Well, we need to get more people to convince people like you guys that they can only cancel you if everybody's afraid to stand up. And you really got to realize this. The anonymity on the internet and stuff it'll get you so far, And I feel for everybody that's anonymous, but at some point you just gotta make your voice heard. And I know it's all your choice, but I think as more people do it, people will stand up, and it may take things getting real bad, right? Well, here comes a bad situation for our farmers, because things are going to get real bad when it's already expensive to eat. It's going to get worse. But here we go. This is from the Celtic Canuck.
Remember this?
I would be remiss if I didn't start also by recognizing the news coming out of India about the protest by farmers. Let me remind you, Canada will always be there to defend the right of peaceful protest. We believe in the importance of dialogue.
Yeah, that was Trudeau standing up for the farmers in India. You know how much he likes to stand with people. And there he is, standing up for their right to peacefully protest the farming reforms about to strangle their livelihoods. And here he is standing with the Chinese and supporting their right to peacefully protest.
We're going to continue to ensure that China knows we'll stand up for human rights, we'll stand with people who are expressing themselves. We also need to make sure that China and places around the world are respecting journalists and their ability to do their job.
2 out of 3 is bad in this case, because he failed to stand up for the right of his own constituents to do the same, peacefully protest.
Individuals are trying to blockade our economy, our democracy, and our fellow citizens' daily lives. It has to stop.
And he was rightly called out all over the place for this hypocrisy. He had turned on a dime, and now he just might have to do it again. Because now the farmers are about to come for Trudeau. So scenes like this could well play out all the way to Ottawa. Because documents acquired through an access to information request have revealed a litany of unreasonable expectations that are about to crush agriculture in Canada. The same green policies of emissions reductions that collapsed economies in countries like Sri Lanka. They are coming to a crop near you, and the yield will not be good. And when we consider that our western provinces provide over 90% of Canada's wheat, barley and canola, this becomes a threat to our own food supply, exports aside. Add to that the tariffs farmers have been paying on fertilizer exports from Russia and Belarus, and something is going to give. It's already cracking. Farmers associations, the Atlantic Grains Council, Grain Growers of Quebec, to mention just a few, are pushing back. And since Canada is the only G7 country that decided to punish their own farmers with these tariffs, a strong case is being made for the government to back the hell off, especially considering the added insult of over 100 million of those tariff dollars being sent specifically to help fund the war effort over there. Farmers are struggling. And while
So I just want to pause this here because she mentions the Sri Lanka situation. And if you don't recall what happened in Sri Lanka, the World Economic Forum moved in and they said to why Sri Lanka's economy collapsed and what's next for the island nation. So Sri Lanka absolutely got destroyed by World Economic Forum type policies, right? And holy cow, let's just get this image over here. So this was the image from last year of the farmers in Sri Lanka. You think Jan 6 was a day where something happened, something went down? Yeah, no, they actually invaded the president's house, and they went in. They were swimming in the pools. They were, you know how mad they were that they went in and all the rooms were air conditioned. You have any idea how crazy that is? Do you know what happened in Sri Lanka? What happened in Sri Lanka was they went in with these world economic policies. They went into with these world economic policies to say, hey, you're not going to be allowed to use fertilizer. Hey, sound familiar? We're gonna cut your fertilizer usage. We're gonna cut down how much fertilizer you use. We're going to cut it by 30%. And then they cut it more, and then they cut it more. They went too far. You know how far they went? They said no more fertilizer, period. No more fertilizer, period. Okay, I'm gonna address this one chat that keeps popping up in the chat, because I think this is interesting. So, okay, you've got your one chance to have your chat, because you've spammed it now a number of times. If you spam it one more time, you're gone. It's just a thing. But you're asking, what do you do with the money you receive from streaming? I feel it's important to be open about that to reduce the claims you're pocketing it. Well, what are you saying? What are you saying? I'd like to ask you, D-Rock, what are you doing with the money that you make at your job when you're working? Now, what do? I work, I get up in the morning, I put stories together. Now, what do the people at any outlet do with the money that they make? So what I do, let me tell you what I do. I invest it back into making more videos. That's what I do. I keep a day job, and I take the money that I make from this and I invest it right back into making more of this stuff. So if you want to ask that question again, that's fine. But if you spam my chat anymore, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to give you the boots. But yeah, I addressed it because you wanted addressed. But I think it's an unreasonable thing to ask what people do with the money that they earn when they're doing a job. So yeah, I'd ask you to back off of that sort of thing, but just have to address that so people understand that that's kind of a rude thing to ask. Anyway, throwing that back at you, but here we are. Now, the Sri Lanka situation was full blown a thing where the World Economic Forum, they moved in, they lobbied for the implementation and say, this is what's gonna happen, and you're gonna reduce all these things. This is a perfect pet project for actually how it will go down if we allow them to do this. Holy cow, what's going on here? The chat's blowing up. You guys are insane. What's everybody saying? What's everybody saying here? Oh, now I got to go through these. All right. Seize the day, 279 super chat. I support banning jelly trolls. Keep trucking, Clyde. G Meister, the $5 super chat. He does what he feels is proper with the money. We donate to him. Hit the damn like button. Brenda, hold on. Scan back here. Brenda Firelight with a $6.99 super chat. You're awesome, Clyde. Defight you with a $20 super chat. My name is Tim, and it would be my pleasure if you pocket this, my man. Thank you guys so much. You're all awesome. You're fantastic. Yeah, mods, take care of that. I'm just not gonna have that. Not gonna have that in my chat. Get out of here. I asked a simple question, you turned it negative. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I turned it into a big positive. You can see that for sure. Thanks, noob. Thank you. All right, let's get back. See what happens? See what happens? That's so funny. Cindy Bombus with a $69.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Are you too kind? You're You're way too kind. Oh, that's hilarious. But that's what happens. That's what happens. Here we go. And that's why I say I got the best community on the internet. This is amazing. You guys are fantastic. Have a nice day. Seize the day with 279. Clyde rules. Trolls drool. Lamau. You don't need to justify anything, bro. Lol, he just wants to play the victim now after stirring the pot. Oh, dude, I love a good stirred pot. That's how you make good stew. That's how you make the best curry. Everything is great when you stir the pot, right? G Meister gifting 5 memberships to the channel. Everybody who got a membership, get out there. Make sure you thank G Meister for that. And salutes to newbie 431 for taking care of that. That's too good. But yeah, I'd rather address it than have somebody say that I tried to sweep it under the rug or some junk like that. No thanks. No thanks. Scott with a $13.99 super chat. This should piss off D-Rock. This should piss D-Rock off. Tell him this to delete him. You guys are too funny. If people give you money to support you, it's none of anyone's business what you do with it. There you go. Seize the day with another $6.99 super chat or super sticker. Thank you so much. That was funny. You guys are hilarious. But yeah, so okay, it just keeps going. Dave FL with a $5 super chat. You're the best. Put this in your coin purse and buy your kids an ice cream. Exit with a $5 super chat. I'm thankful for your work. I'm not rich, but I built Exit, the narrative social network. No censorship, no tracking. Thank you. Okay, everybody go check that out. That was mean. I'm sorry. I wish I could afford to send something. No, don't worry. Nobody has to send anything. I'm not asking for this. You guys end up just doing it. And you know what helps a lot? The things that are free. Hit the like button. Share the streams. Share the videos out on your social media. That kind of thing. That helps a ton. So just do what you can to get the message out there. It's crazy, but you guys are hilarious. You guys are absolutely hilarious. But yeah, no, it definitely helps. And I'll be completely frank with you guys. All the support that you guys have given has helped me to invest in making this a better show, making this have better reach. And get out there so much better and improve the quality of the things that I'm doing here. I mean, I put a lot into audio equipment and a lot of other stuff, so it really helps. It really does, and I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to one of the things is because the podcasts have been doing pretty well, and again, it's a pet project for me, the podcast as well, but I'm trying to build a section of the studio for live guests in studio. So having live guests in studio would be fantastic. I know some people on the West Coast could make it, so I can arrange for some of this stuff, and I can put people up in hotels and all that stuff. That's what we're trying to do here, and we're making it happen. Sorry, I'm falling behind now. Seize the day with the 279 super chat. What you gonna do when money comes for you, Lamau? Like, what you gonna do when they come for you? Scobie with a $5 super chat. Clyde doing something. D-Rock doing nothing. Come on, you guys are funny. Pirate Trudeau with a $5 super chat. It's getting harder to stay optimistic about the future of this country, knowing what they're doing to accomplish. It feels like we have no chance. Well, let me fill you in on something. And I'm just going to hit this. G-Meister saying for $5, this is your morning coffee fund. Thank you. Awesome. That'll give me a whole lot of coffee because I drink instant coffee. I'm such a cheapskate. But whatever. Oh, that's amazing. That's really amazing. I love this. You guys are fantastic. Holy cow. I can't say enough good stuff about you guys. It's incredible. Let me just make sure I got this. This is memories. Holy cow. I love these memories. But yeah, I'm definitely going to address what you said there. Pirate Trudeau. Yeah. It is getting harder to stay optimistic. Holy cow, you guys just keep coming with them. Mouth for PM, just putting it out there. Honk, lol, honk. G-Meister with another $5. This is for your afternoon coffee. Your afternoon coffee, not this the morning coffee. Okay, I'll get an afternoon, the whole thing of instant coffee as well. I'm gonna start getting into some better coffee. Maybe I'll been in the talks actually in the background to actually make some coffee. and maybe even make it available to you guys. But that's the thing. So getting harder to stay optimistic about the future of this country, where they're going, what they're trying to accomplish. It feels like we have no choice. That's hard. That's hard. Okay, let me get back to the full screen. We're just looking at the Sri Lankan thing now. It's really tough because it feels like they're winning everything. They're winning all the leaps and bounds, strides. But here's the thing: if they're able to accomplish their goals, it's just going to lead to a hard situation. It will, and that's the thing. Hard times make hard men, and hard men make good times. But then good times make soft men, and soft men make hard times. This is the cycle. We've been living through this cycle for a long time, and it feels like that's the part of the cycle that we're currently in. So yeah, I think we have some hard times coming, but it's going to really add some character to us. It's going to, and when we come out of it, we're going to be better because of it. We will be. Pete Walsh with $10 super chat. I demand to know what you're doing with this money. Tell the truth. If if not, I'm sending the spy balloons. What am I going to do with that? What I'm going to do with that $10 is I'm going to get some wobbly pops. I'm absolutely going to get some wobbly pops, and I'm going to have them on you, my man, Pete Walsh. Thank you so much. I won't pocket it. It'll go right to the liquor store. That's what I'm going to do. Have you talked about Dallas Alexander? I don't know about Dallas Alexander. I know about holy cow, I'm falling behind on everything right now. And I spoke with him, Josh Alexander. Keep spreading the positivity and awareness. We all hope Drock is eating his tears, says some rando for $6. Thank you so much. Oh, that's too funny. Oh, see what happens on the internet when you get snarky. Things happen. It's so funny. Yeah, Josh Alexander, if that's who you're talking about. He's got a lot of things going on for this weekend. I was going to try to book something in. I might be able to book something in with him before I go to fly into Tokyo mid next week. So mid next week, I leave on the 23rd to fly into Tokyo. And next week, this time, it'll be middle of the day, and I'll be doing a live stream with you guys from Tokyo. Seize the day with 279. Go Drock. Go broke. Lol. Bazinga. Oh, that's too funny. That's really funny, actually. Man, that turned around real fast, didn't it? Wow, did that ever. Now, I don't want to stop giving recognition for where I was giving recognition at the time. Everybody needs to go over and subscribe to the Celtic Canuck. Give her some love. I'm going to put the link to this video in the chat. Open up a new tab. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. She does great videos. And she also hangs out in the Discord under a different name, Thumbstick Chick, I believe it is. And she's in it. She's trying to be all incognito. No. You're going to get the credit for the good work that you've been doing. Absolutely. You deserve it. So that's what we're going to do here. Make sure you go over there just in case you missed that link. Boom, there it is again. And here I am. I'm going to go over to the description, and I'm going to make sure that I put it in the description of the video, the live stream for today, so that she gets that. Oh, thanking the chat with a new, oh, wow. Even went out there and got a new, oh, I was going to screen grab that, but it got taken down before. That's too funny when you go and grab another account because of that. Anyway, I'm going to make sure that Celtic Canuck, the link to that video is in the chat. G Meister, the $5 super chat. Thanks, Clyde. You rock, brother. Absolutely, man. Credit where credit is due. That's the way we roll here. Canuck. I'm going to put that here. and just going to put the link to that video. You guys can go over and make sure that you subscribe to her channel. Get the subscription numbers way up. Make that happen, because she definitely deserves it. She's at 12,900 right now. Chronically undersubbed. 9 something. There's enough people in the chat here to bring her to 13,000 tonight, right? Make it happen. Make it happen. Get over there. I want to bid on Clyde's glasses, bro. No, you can't have my glasses. I could give you the part number off of them so you can go get a set of for yourself if you'd like. Come hang out in the Discord. It wouldn't be the first time I've done that. People like the frames that I've got. So I've made sure I set that over there. But everybody, get over there. Here's the link one more time. Mind Reader 1975. Keep it up, bro. Thank you. Thank you for reading my mind. Appreciate that. Awesome. But yeah, get over there. Give her a subscription, and let's get those numbers up. She needs to be viewed so much more. Subbed 12.9 when I was there. I'm hitting refresh, and it's still at 12.9. But we'll see. I'm gonna put the link in the chat one more time. There it is. Boom. Link in the chat. Get over there. And yeah, just subbed. I want to see more of that. In the chat. I just subscribed 3 in a row, 4 in a row. Look at that. That's great. I love that. And I'm not just saying that because I want to be nice. No, she does quality work. Like, and I know about video editing, and I know the work that goes into it. Now, like what I do, I do everything in a live format. So it makes life a lot easier for me, because I just compile all the stuff that I want to talk about. I talk about it in one take and then upload it. What she does is a lot of work. Definitely go over and give her the recognition for it, because it's a ton of work compiling all that footage, putting it into a timeline, making it work, and then with the commentary and all that stuff. Get over there. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys going over there and having another point of contact. Like this is the way that we should be doing things. When you find a good channel, let me know. I'll share it out with the community so that people can go over and check out these people. Because again, talent is what we want more of. Absolutely. We want more people out there getting the message out there. And especially when people are doing a fantastic bang up job of it, absolutely deserve the credit for sure. Did we hit 13? Boom. There it is. Nice. You guys are awesome. Fantastic. Oh, that's so cool. I'm stoked. Oh, that's so cool. I'm stoked. Anybody else who missed it, there's the link in the chat. There it is right there. Get over there. Subscribe. But yeah, no, she puts out good videos and at a good frequency as well, quite often, and high quality, really good stuff. Release the balloons. Yeah. I subbed in YouTube and Rumble. Right on. I mirror my stuff on Rumble as well, but I don't I don't get a lot of views over there. That's just the reality of it. But there we are. Awesome. Got to go eat my China supper. Cheap rice. Rice is great. I'm all about the Japanese short grain. That's because I married a Japanese woman, and it's like obligatory at this point. G-Meister, the $5 super chat, link in the description. The link to the video. So there's a link in the description to the video. I did make sure that I saved it, right? Yeah. So the link is to that video, and then obviously you can find the subscribe button. It's just below the video. It's right there. I had another thing up, and I made it small. Here we go. I have it back. This is the thing that I wanted to share with you guys before we get into this Rulo commission stuff. because I'm just really sad about what went down today. So we got to talk about this because the night is moving on. Pure Night with the 139 super sticker. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Sticky rice, bad. Have had it. I love sticky rice. It's so good. A Pure Night with another 139 super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But I like other rice too. Like when I eat Indian food, I love Indian food with Indian rice. It's so good. Yeah, it's you gotta have the food with the stuff with the way it's supposed to be had. Enjoy your Japan trip, Clyde. I will. What part of Tokyo? Tokyo proper. I'd love to go back. So yeah, I mean, it's not really doxing myself, but wife's from Shinagawa, which is not far from Tokyo. It's really close to, if you were in Tokyo, you would know the Yamanote line. That's the Yamanote-sen. It's the one big train that goes around the main part of Tokyo, and anything on that line is kind of like downtown. And yeah, it's right on that line. Sonia, I'm gonna brutalize that last name. I'm sorry, Sonia. Let me try though. Stachewski? Did I get that? Sterchewski? Sonia Sterchewski with a 15.99 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You guys catch me off guard with your really difficult to pronounce names. Wow, Clyde. When did your chat become Sunday school class? What? What are you talking about? Only 14 million in Tokyo. Hard to dox there. Yeah, right. That's the thing. Akasaka. Oh, okay. Akasaka. That's is way on the other end of the line. Yeah, I was more close to. It was between Tokyo and Shibuya. Seize the day with the 279 super chat. Don't be sad. Was expected. Look forwards. Keep on trucking. All right. So let's get into this because I wanted to get into this stuff about the Rulo Commission and what went down. So this is gonna tone things down. I'm losing my voice. I better get this out before I lose it entirely. Mouth of the South. Douche low. Douche low. Yeah, the commissioner douche low. He just so happens to look an awful lot like Senator Palpatine. I wonder if that's fiction becoming reality. I don't know. But here's a little snippet that I thought was interesting. Something that he said at the commission right at the end. Maybe this is a moment of clarity. I don't know.
I sometimes think I'm no more than a puppet with a lot of puppeteers behind. I sometimes think I'm no more than a puppet with a lot of puppeteers behind. I sometimes.
I don't know if you. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably not the best analogy there, Rulo. Not the best analogy. I think I'm gonna have to say a lot of people are gonna agree with you, my man. A lot of people are gonna agree with you on this one. Yeah. Sometimes we see you as a puppet with a lot of strings and people holding them behind.
I sometimes think I'm no more than a puppet with a lot of puppeteers behind.
A lot of puppeteers behind you. Abso-freaking-lutely. No joke. No joke. But let's get into it. So I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's like 26 minutes long. I'm going to get into some of the meaty parts of it, mainly where he justifies it and he gets to the justification of it. And this guy, goodness, let's go to it.
Is what role I should play in assessing Cabinet's decision to invoke the Emergencies Act? There's no precedent that helps to answer that question. Some parties have argued that I should not opine on the appropriateness of the decision, and whether government met the statutory requirement to declare the public emergency order was not within my mandate. They note quite properly that determining the legality of the government's actions is the role of the courts of law. Others, however, have argued that pronouncing on the decision is the raison d'etre, the very reason for this commission. In my view, the role...
What do you mean? People have considered it that. Yeah, it is the reason for the commission. Dude, like, you shouldn't even be sitting in that chair if you're pontificating about this. You were hired to say whether or not it was justified based on what the act says. Based on what it says, there's a clear criteria in the act, but let's see where you go with that. Holy cow.
Role and focus of a commission of inquiry into the use of the Emergencies Act will depend, to a certain extent, on the context in which the act is invoked.
Yes, and the context ought to be by the letter of the law. It's a statute. It's an act that was put into place, and it clearly defines when the act can and should be used.
In some instances, it may be beyond doubt that the conditions for invoking the act were met. But there may be other questions that require careful review.
Remember that it was in doubt. Maybe you might have some doubts that it was justified.
In the present situation, however, I'm faced with a statute that has never been used or judicially interpreted. Serious questions have been raised as to whether the legal threshold to use the act have been met. My assessment of the circumstances surrounding the invocation of the act, therefore, inevitably involved a consideration of the act's requirements.
It ought to. It should have full consideration of what the requirements are within the act. Absolutely. Clyde, who made you, Clyde, do something? That's a story maybe I'll get into in the Discord later if you guys ask that.
While nothing in my report is in any sense binding on the courts that may hear legal challenges to the use of the act, I have decided to set out my own views on the invocation of the act and the measures taken under it. After careful reflection, I have concluded that the very high threshold required for the invocation of the act was met.
After it was met. It was met. Now, why? Why was it met?
In particular, for reasons that I discuss in detail in the report, I have concluded that when the decision was made to invoke the act on February 14th, 2022, Cabinet had reasonable grounds to believe that there existed a national emergency arising from threats to the security of Canada that necessitated the taking of special temporary measures.
Okay, so why did Cabinet believe that? Why did Cabinet believe that when law enforcement clearly did not believe that? That came out in the inquiry, and you heard this, Rulo. They did not believe that. Law enforcement on all levels did not believe that it met the threshold. They all testified to that. They said, no, we still have tools at our disposal. We still can do other things. This is the Celtic Canuck is here. Yeah, awesome. Thanks for joining the chat. We got a bunch more people to come over and check out your channel. That's amazing. So the police said no. The RCMP said no. The OPP said no. We don't need this. We didn't meet the threshold. But the Cabinet said yes. What? The Cabinet did? CSIS did not. Our National Security Agency did not believe it met the threshold. But why? Why? Oh, why? Oh, but it's all cabinet confidence. It's all in cabinet confidence exactly why they thought that. Olia with a $13.99 super chat saying he's just going to let Justin Trudeau get away with it. Now, mind you, Olia, there's another part. This is going to go to a judicial review with real judges, not this puppet. Absolute puppet. I heard somebody saying on Twitter, "Oh, yeah, well, if he would have decided the other way, you guys would have been cheering him on, not booing him." Yeah, because we're not partisan idiots. If he made the right decision based on the law, we'd be cheering him on. Pat on the back. Let me buy you a beer, man. Hey, come on out. Let's have a great time. You're the man. You know? No. But what did he do? He was the puppet on some strings. Hey, even by his own words.
I sometimes think I'm no more than a puppet with a lot of puppeteers behind.
That's this guy. That's this guy. No. But cabinet confidence. They're not allowed to tell anybody. We can't let anybody know. We can't let anybody know. Here's an article from back in right on the February 23rd, right? And this from the Conservative Live Treehouse. This is where you got to look to get your news stories. Talking about the process of revoking the Emergencies Act after they had already successfully terrorized peaceful protesters in Canada, and people who just so happened to donate to these protesters terrorized them by freezing their bank accounts. And just before there was a bank run, and before a bunch of investors pulled their money out of Canada, they revoked the Emergencies Act. But here we are. Here's a little bit. Listen to this. After his prepared remarks about his reversal in position, Trudeau was softly questioned about the internal documents discovered by the Canadian Senate that point toward Trudeau's cabinet discussing the political benefits that they would gain by invoking the Emergencies Act. The Prime Minister dodged the question twice, instead saying a parliamentary investigation will review why the Emergencies Act was needed. Oh, they'll review it. Keep an eye on this story of the Senate discovery. From all indications, even the Liberal allies of Trudeau and in the Senate were unable to support the Emergencies Act against the Freedom Convoy after they reviewed the non-public documents. There's something very damaging in those documents, likely internal emails between Trudeau and his various ministers. This is the reality of the situation. And wait for it, because it's gonna come out. We have this article from the Western Standard just recently. Attorney General Lametti loses court ruling on use of emergency powers against Freedom Convoy. This is in an actual court. The Attorney General, mind you, this guy got his job. You know how he got his job? He got his job, slimy lawyer guy, because Trudeau hired the first Indigenous woman Attorney General of Canada, Jody Wilson-Raybould, and she was doing a bang-up job until Trudeau got himself into a bit of a controversy with SNC-Lavalin. And Raybould was like, no, I'm going to do my job. They broke the law. We're going to prosecute. Oh, says Trudeau. Oh, excuse me. I know you fit the diversity that we wanted here, but there's one kind of diversity that we can't have, and that's diversity of thought. We can't have diversity of ethics and morals in our cabinet. You got to be corrupt. So guess what? You're out. Lametti's in. That's how this guy got his job. Attorney General David Lametti has lost a federal court ruling on his use of the emergency powers against the Freedom Convoy. A judge ordered that the internal emails which contradicted the cabinet claims of a national crisis, must be admitted into evidence, according to Blacklock Reporter. So you better hang on to this story, because this is where things start to come out. And Blacklock Reporter, these people are doing a bang-up job. They're doing a bang-up job. Evidence of the cabinet proceedings that led to the decision to invoke the Emergencies Act was not disclosed despite repeated requests, wrote Justice Richard Mosley. The internal emails were essential to the just and proper determination of whether cabinet broke the law, he says. And here is Rulo stating that it's because of what there was discussed that he believes that they had the right to invoke the Emergency Act. Here he is saying it.
Lord, I have concluded that when the decision was made to invoke the Act on February 14th, 2022, Cabinet had reasonable grounds to believe that there existed a national emergency arising from threats to the security of Canada that necessitated the taking of special temporary measures. I do not come to this conclusion easily.
Oh, no. It took a lot of payola. It took a lot of that. Or it took a lot of negotiations. It took a lot of yay. Or perhaps, I don't know. Maybe you're just
Sometimes think I'm no more than a puppet with a lot of puppeteers behind.
I don't know, man. How did you come to that conclusion? Jeez, buddy. Jeez. I'm sure it was a lot of deliberation. Hey, there's a lot of people that would like to know what were in those communications, which the Senate of Canada would not go along with the Emergencies Act after the House voted on it. The Senate was like, nope. So they revoked it before the Senate would have revoked it for them. That's what happened.
As I do not consider the factual basis for it to be overwhelming. Reasonable and informed people could reach a different conclusion than the one I have arrived at.
He's being held hostage and trying to ask for help, says Gerald Nadeau with a $2 super chat. Yeah, his cry for help. Absolutely. Let's get the chat back in here.
Après mûre réflexion, je suis arrivé à la conclusion.
After careful reflection, I have concluded that the very high threshold required for the invocation of the Act was met. In particular, for reasons that I discuss in detail in the report, I've concluded that when the decision was made to invoke the Act on February 14th, 2022, Cabinet had reasonable grounds to believe that there existed a national emergency arising from threats to the security of Canada that necessitated the taking of special temporary measures.
So now there was threats to the national security of Canada needing special temporary measures. What were those threats?
I do not come to this conclusion easily, as I do not consider the factual basis for it to be overwhelming, reasonable, and
the factual basis is not okay. Well, it's supposed to be demonstrably a threat, but it's not factually overwhelming. Okay. They always say the important stuff in French. Yeah, you notice that too, hey?
Informed people could reach a different conclusion than the one I've arrived at.
That is a big telling statement that most reasonable people would probably not agree with his outcome.
Could reach a different conclusion than the one I've. Do not consider the factual basis for it to be overwhelming. Reasonable and informed people could reach a different conclusion than the one I've arrived at. I also reached this conclusion reluctantly. The state...
Heard that this afternoon, a real mind fudge, says Eat Me with a $2 super chat.
should generally be able to respond to circumstances of urgency without the use of emergency powers. It is only in truly rare instances, when the state reasonably believes that it cannot otherwise fulfill its fundamental obligation to ensure the safety and security of people and property, that resort to emergency measures will be appropriate. In other words, the Emergencies Act is not a tool of convenience, but rather it is a tool of last resort.
Yeah, okay. G Meister, the $5 super chat. A relative of Trudeau's passing judgment on Trudeau. Redact this. Hit the damn like button. Yeah, it's gross. It's just gross.
The fact that circumstances evolved to the point where Cabinet reasonably considered it necessary to invoke the Act is regrettable, because in my view, the situation that led to its use could likely have been avoided. As I have explained in my report, the response to the Freedom Convoy included a series of policing failures, though I have also identified sound practices employed by some police services in their response to relevant events. Some of the missteps may have been small, but others were significant. Taken together, they contributed to a situation that spun out of control. The failures were not only in policing. Preparing for and responding to situations of threat and urgency in a federal system requires governments at all levels and those who lead them to rise above politics and collaborate for the common good. In January and February 2022, this did not always happen.
Newbie 431 gifting 10 more subs, 10 more memberships to the channel. Everybody, you just got a membership. Make sure you thank Newbie 431 in the chat. Big shout outs to Newbie for that. Thank you so much. So what was just said there? What was just said there? Well, how can we sum that up? Well, I summed it up earlier on Twitter, and I summed it up in this sentence. Justice Paul Rulo justified the use of the Emergencies Act not because the Freedom Convoy was a threat, but because the government failed in all their duties at all levels. The government's incompetence is now the threshold to suspending civil liberties in Canada. It makes no more sense than that. That is the summary of what he said. That is the summary of what his decision was. Because he didn't come to the conclusion based on the fact that the Freedom Convoy was dangerous inherently. He came to the conclusion because of the failures at all levels of government to handle a situation like the Freedom Convoy. That's what happened. That's what went down. That's exactly what went down. Eva Chipiuk replying saying, took you less than 280 characters to say what Rulo said in 2,000 pages. Absolutely. And I'll read that to you again. Justice Paul Rulo justified the use of the Emergencies Act not because the Freedom Convoy was a threat, but because the government failed in their duties at all levels. The government incompetence is now the threshold to suspending civil liberties in Canada. That is the reality of the situation. And that is a terrible precedent to make. A terrible, terrible precedent to make. Because what does that mean? Anytime that the government feels that they're overwhelmed and that they can't, their incompetence, so the dumber and more horrible they are at doing their job, the more justified they are in removing civil liberties in our country. Is that the precedent that we're going to live under? Is that the legacy of Paul Rulo? Is that his legacy? I would love somebody to put it to me that I'm wrong in that. I would love to. But what do I see? I see this little man.
Sometimes think I'm no more than a puppet with a lot of puppeteers behind.
It's absolutely infuriating. It's absolutely infuriating to watch because it's corrupt. It's corrupt. It's a semantic justification that has no basis in law. It has no basis. And I'm not a freaking lawyer. I'm not a judge. But how is this guy gonna have any legacy after this? That is his legacy. He's I rolled over for this corrupt government. He's a puppet. He just wants to be a real boy, says Pirate Trudeau. Olio, the $13.99 super chat. If he's related, how is that not a conflict of interest? Well, that would be. There's so many conflicts of interest with this guy. And not only that, it got delayed. Did you know this? So this is a less commonly known fact about the inquiry. Is the inquiry actually got delayed because he had medical stuff he had to take care of. I guess he had a surgery. He had a surgery when it was supposed to be getting going. And they're like, no. We'll wait. There's no other judges in all of Canada. All the judges of all over Canada. And you're like, no. I need this guy. But he's in surgery. He's not available. Trust me. He's the guy for the job. He's the guy for the job. And let me tell you why.
I sometimes think I'm no more than a puppet with a lot of puppeteers behind.
Yep, that's exactly why. That's exactly why. He's the right man for the job. Now it's going to go to a judicial review. We're going to see this go somewhere else. Sees the day with 279 super chat. Holy cow, I'm scrolling too fast. Trudeau hired him, waited for his SX to be done. Yeah. You can't make this stuff up. It's total Banana Republic stuff. Kangaroo courts. It's not even a conspiracy, though. It's not even a conspiracy. Because this is the reality of it. This is the situation. Holy cow. I don't know how much more I could go into this. I mean, there's a lot to go into. I'll tell you one thing though. There are some people celebrating today. And who's celebrating? Well, who's celebrating? Who's celebrating today? Well, I'd say largely Western separatists. These are Western separatists after hearing the Emergencies Act was justified. People in the Wexit camp just having a great old time. Yeah, bring it on. People, that is one of my favorite tweets of the day. Not gonna lie. People are sick of it. People are absolutely sick of it. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Really? Oh, this guy's got it. This guy's got it. That's what I'm talking about. I may move to Alberta. There's so many people saying they want to move to Alberta. You know how cold it is in Alberta. God. Of course, a lot of Canada is cold. But that's the thing. If the government keeps going like this, it's going to encourage people to want to get out of it. They're going to want to go. And that's really the situation. I don't want to see Canada break up. I don't want to see Canada break up at all. But, you know, I heard some from some people saying, you know, Ottawa's not going to pay attention unless there's a real push to actually leave the country. And that's a reality. That's a reality. But oh boy. And again, There's a lot of people. There's a lot of even Wexit people that were full on about Wexit, but then after the convoy, they saw how many people in other parts of Canada were just such beautiful people, you know. But who knows? Who knows? It might take people getting out of the other provinces and going to where the good stuff's at, you know, and then change it that way. Who knows? Who knows what the solutions are? But I'm up for listening to people's ideas. I'm absolutely up for it. I'm not up for shutting people down in the things that they suggest. You know, Edmonton is full liberal and 15-minute cities. So everybody moved to Edmonton. Everybody moved to Edmonton. Do the old breed them out. Move into their neighborhoods. They won't like their neighborhoods much anymore. Move into the 15-minute cities with your quads and your big trucks with big tires. They won't like that too much. Tangled in Blue, welcome. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel. Really appreciate it. But hey, I wanted to leave you guys with that because it's a little bit upbeat. We've got a lot of things. We've got a lot of things that we can do. This is corrupt. Our government is absolutely corrupt. I think the number one thing to do in this situation is admit. What do we do in AA? In AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. Step 1 is admitting that you are an alcoholic. Step 1, Canada, is admit that you have a corrupt banana republic government. Step 1, recognize that it's corrupt. It's admission. Admit what the problem is. We're not going to fix the problem unless we can first admit what it is. And that's what it is. It's overt corruption. So then we can all decide what the next step we're going to take. But hey, I'm going to leave it at that. We're going to go hang out in the Discord. We're going to have some wobbly pops and we're going to enjoy our time together. If you don't know the Discord, well, the Discord is in the description down below. You'll see a link. It takes you over to another social media where we can go hang out in the chat room. We'll talk about all kinds of stuff. I can hear from you guys when we go there. You don't have to chat if you don't want to. You can just linger if you're just the type that likes to linger and listen in on what everybody else is talking about. Be sure to go over there. Don't forget that when you're there, always assume and always anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, always don't say stuff that you wouldn't say if there was a police officer standing in the room with us all. Because there could be. You never know. And that's just the way you have to conduct yourself on the internet. So we do have rules in the Discord, just like we have rules in the chat here. And we keep things safe. We keep things, no threats of violence, none of that stuff. All the things that you would usually see, we make sure to keep that going in the Discord server as well. So, you know, keep your manners about you. DJ, thank you for the membership. Looking forward to you coming for Stampede. I'll be in touch. Absolutely. I really want to make it for Stampede this year. I've never been. And now we got friends in the neighborhood. So we're going to do it. Okay. So everybody, thanks for coming out. Next week's going to be a hectic one. We're going to try to keep my best, making sure we get the videos out at the usual times. Chris Barber on Thursday. Don't forget Chris Barber on the podcast on Thursday, and that's at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Check that out. We'll be back again, of course, Monday morning with the regular news scheduled broadcasting, and then also Friday night again next week. But I'll be in Japan, and it'll be kind of daytime for me when we're doing the live stream. I got to figure out my marbles, get my clock set right, but we'll get it going. And keep your voice gargle. Yeah, I'll get some of that. What is salty warm water? We'll get on that and we'll make that happen. But thank you guys all for all the super chats. Crazy this week. You're insane. Anyway, greatest community on the internet. We'll see you guys in the next one. Keep on